Hey there, we're getting ready to do our lower body loop exercises today. So I have 3 different loops. Remember, choose what you want, working on those legs today. Make sure you choose the loop that is best for you. Don't have any loops? Check the link below. I got you hooked up. You like what you're seeing? Click like, click subscribe below, and let's go. Okay, here we go. We're starting with a basic squat. Loop is placed above the knee and the thighs. Feet are hip width apart, and we're just going to squat down and up, keeping tension on that loop, making sure you're squeezing your glutes as you stand and your abdominals are tight. Your toes are pointed forward, you're pushing your hips back, and you're keeping your knees over your toes. As you stand up, squeeze those glutes. Lift and squeeze. Your abdominals are tight. You're really paying attention to those knees. They should be tracking your foot, making sure you're in line with those toes. Next, we're going to go to a squat with a leg lift. You can alternate your leg lift from side to side, as I'm showing here, or you can do all repetitions on one side and switch to the other side, holding onto a chair or another stable surface if you need that extra balance support. Next, we're going to a basic side step squat. So I'm just going to step out, squat down, and step back up. Now you can do 2 to one side, 2 to the next, or you can do more if you have room that allows. Same exercise, staying in that low squat stance. I want you to pretend your head is an inch from that ceiling, so you're not gonna lift up and hit your head. So stay nice and low, abs tight, back flat. Okay, next we're gonna go to, some people call it duck walk, some people call this a diagonal lunge walk. Whatever makes you happy. I personally prefer the duck walk, but I'm stepping on the diagonal, lunging down, and then returning. Same exercise, staying in that low stance again. Pretend that ceiling is right above your head. Stay nice and low. Keep your abs engaged and breathe and smile. Okay, we're gonna now move that band down around the ankles. We're gonna perform that same exercise showing the band with the ankles. So it's just a step forward and back, changing the intensity. The squat can also be done like that. Moving on to some standing leg lifts. Balancing on one leg, just slightly lift the leg out to the side and back down. Trying to make sure you keep your torso upright, your core engaged, and keep your balance. If you're having trouble balancing, again, you can hold onto the wall or a chair or stable surface. Here we're just pressing it back. Make sure you're not arching your back and throwing your head when you lift back. Keep your core engaged and lift through your glute, not your lower back. Use the hamstrings and your glutes to lift the leg, pushing the heel back and away from you. Again, if you're having trouble balancing, hold onto a wall, a chair, or any stable surface that's not going to move if you push against it. Make sure you move it with slow and controlled movements as well. Next, we're just going to lift it up towards the front, just bending the knee and lifting up. I'm flexing the foot and lifting and squeezing those abdominal muscles as I lift that knee up. Here I'm lowering down. Abs are tight. I'm just going to tap it out side to side, and a little tap and a tap, working the outer parts of the legs, working those abductors. Now I'm going to speed it up into a slow jack legs. Going to help increase your speed, help tone those and strengthen the muscles all around the hips and outer thighs. And again, next level, really increase its speed, move quickly, making sure you're not bringing your feet too close together when you come back in. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tap it out to the back. Again, keep the core stable by pulling the abdominals toward your spine, back flat. Now we're going to speed it up and just like a cross-country ski split leg motion. You can also add arms into the movement as well. Again, keeping the band taut by keeping your feet shoulder width apart. Next, we're just doing a little side shuffle. Again, I'm not bringing my feet all the way together. If I bring my feet all the way together, the band would get too loose and end up falling down and get all wrapped up around my feet. Next is a little skater motion. I'm just going to step out to the side and cross it back into a skate and push, hop and push. Now you can keep it low by just stepping or add that little hop if you want to add a little more intensity to the exercise. Next we have a single leg stand. showing here, I'm using a ball as my chair to start with, and I push up through my heel as I stand. You can do it just standing. You can add a leg lift at the top with a bent knee, with a straight leg, keeping the abdominals tight. You can also do this without the band. Make sure you're pressing up through the heel of your foot as you stand. You can also use just a regular chair to sit on and not a ball. Okay, moving down to the floor. We're going to place that band back up around the thighs, just above the knees, rolling down to the floor. Feet flat on the floor, toes pointed forward about hip width apart. We're going to start with a nice, easy glute bridge. We're just going to lift the hips up toward the ceiling and slowly lower back down, making sure you keep that core engaged by pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Keeping the band slightly tight by slightly pressing out through those hips. Now we're going to hold that bridge up and just slightly press out. Well, you don't have to move very far, just a few inches in and out, depending on the strength of the band and the strength of your legs. Now I'm holding it, and I'm just doing a little hip lift, pulsing up and down slightly, just moving about 1 inch up and down. Making sure I'm keeping the abs nice and tight as I perform the exercise. Now I'm going to go to just a simple basic march. Again, keeping the hips lifted, and I'm just slowly alternating knee lifts. Remember, if you need to come down and break in between, if you start feeling in your back or get too fatigued, rest in between exercises. Now I'm going to take my feet into what's called a first position, so heels together, toes turn out, and I'm just going to repeat the sequence. Bridging up, I'm going to go right into the presses this time, but again, you can do the same single bridge lifts into the pulses, into the hip pulses, and release. Okay. Now I'm going to roll over to my side. You may need to readjust your band as you go. I'm going to come all the way down to my side, keeping my spine in a nice neutral alignment and going to an exercise called the clam. I'm going to bend my knees and keep my heels together, and I'm just going to slightly lift my top leg up. You want to make sure you keep your hips stacked on top of one another. You don't want to push your legs so high up that it's making you roll to the back of the room. Keep yourself in nice, good alignment. I'm just going to extend my leg out and go to a simple leg lift. Again, you don't want to lift so high that your hips are rolling front to back. It's a nice, slow, controlled motion. I'm changing the leg lift slightly by just rotating internally, turning my toes slightly down towards the floor. Now I'm going to perform slight circles, and you'll perform them both clockwise and counterclockwise. It doesn't matter which way you go first. Again, trying to keep the core stable and your hips stable so you're not rocking forward and back. Okay, we're going to come back up. I'm going to take that band down to the ankles. All right, so we're actually going to take it all the way down to the feet. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to go down to the feet, and we're going to come back up, legs to a chair position, and we're just going to slightly press it out one at a time. It's like a bicycle motion for the crunches, but we're just going to start with just the legs pressing out, pressing out. Make sure you keep your feet flexed so the band doesn't slide off of your shoes, and make sure they're securely around about the arch of your foot so the band's not moving. You can also add a little bit more abdominal work by crunching up and then also adding that rotation. Make sure you're not pulling on your head and neck. You're keeping your chest open and you're leading with your shoulder, not pulling on your head and neck. Okay, keeping the band around the feet, coming to an all four position, make sure those shoulders over the hands, and we're just going to slightly press out and in, and press and in. Again, making sure the band is secure around the feet, and you're keeping your back flat throughout as you press the heel back and away from you as you squeeze those glutes as you push and come in. Now you're going to hold it up and perform a small hamstring curl. Again, you want to try to keep your leg lifted, ideally trying to keep your thigh parallel to the ground as you curl the heel towards your glutes, keeping your back flat. Now we're just going to do a small little rainbow motion. Your leg is about 45 degrees out. We're going to lift up, tap over, lift up, and tap back. Again, keeping your abdominals engaged, your back flat. Your eyes should be looking down just slightly in front of your fingertips to keep your neck in a nice neutral alignment. All right, we're going to readjust the band again. Now we're back up around our thighs. Okay, we're gonna come back up into that all fours position again. And we're just gonna do that good old fashioned fire hydrant. We're just gonna lift the knee up and out to the side. Now it's not about how high you lift. You wanna make sure you keep good in alignment. You don't wanna force your legs super high that you're rotating the hips. Now you're gonna hold it up into small little pulses. Again, don't worry about the height. Make sure you keep yourself in nice, good alignment. You will really feel this in the side of your hip. Now I'm just gonna hold it up and just do some small little leg extensions out to the side. Remembering to perform this on each side of your body. Great job. All right, that's it for today. We use those bands to work those legs out. So listen to your body and have a great time. Don't forget, if you like my videos, like and subscribe below to keep seeing what I put out for you.